Hello and welcome to Stroke by Stroke. Today I am going to be using my Metamorphosis watercolors, the granulating tri-color White Nights, and my Lunar Black. And I'm going to start with just water. This is a little piece of Lunar Black that had fallen off of the tube, so I want to make sure, because that can do things. Yeah. So I'm just putting in some water right now to just get the surface, and this is my mineral paper, just getting the surface wet, because you know me, I'm obsessed with wet on wet techniques. Okay, and now I'm gonna come here and pick up some Rose Dream. Let's see here, I'm gonna do the Morning Broom, and I'm going to do, which color is this here? Black Mystery, which is so lovely. These colors are gorgeous. And now I'm going to use my little piece of Lunar Black, kind of get that to come back alive. And no, I don't really have a technique for this. I'm just making it up as I go, like I almost always do. I'm also going to use a little bit of the Daler-Rowney white acrylic ink. And I'm just tilting my mineral paper. And I use water, just plain water, underneath the mineral paper to just adhere the mineral paper, because otherwise it slides around. And if I don't want it to slide around, yeah. All right, I'm gonna use this to block this up a little bit. Okay. And remember, I really have zero plan with this particular image. But I am going to stick with the three colors here that I chose in my granulating watercolors, because a more limited palette, and these all have their own colors in them, so that makes it very dynamic. But it can get just muddy and ugly quickly if I don't limit the palettes, the colors. All right, and this is a silicone brush, a silicone shaper. So I'm just gonna, and it's fascinating to me what the ink does. It just kind of makes the spot, you know, instantly dry, which is kind of interesting. And these colors here are pretty interesting because these are all just from those three pigments. And I think that's just lovely. back to the pigment. Coming back into that rose dream. Get rid of the hair. Yes. Now this is the morning broom again. And then finally we have the black mystery. It's doing some beautiful dendritic things. And here in about an hour, I'm gonna have to make this somewhat quick. I am seeing my new psych nurse practitioner. So, yeah. Now I'm gonna just do a little bit of the white. And then I'm gonna come back here to this palette, which has my lunar black in little bits. I use every little ounce or speck of my watercolors because I learned with just no money whatsoever. That's how I learned art in the first place. And so it did teach me to be extremely frugal. But if I need to use stuff, I will, for sure. But whatever I buy, I make sure that I use it. It's just an intuitive abstract. It's just playing with different colors. That's all I'm doing. And it is so satisfying and freeing. And there was a little bit of yellow in with this, and it is granulating out, which is pretty interesting too. And I'm going to compensate for the yellow that was in there, which is non-intentional because I'm sloppy. There, I'm going to add, this is just the morning broom. I may have said mountain broom earlier, and if I did, I misspoke. I'm so sorry. Now I'm coming in with the Rose Dream. And finally, coming in here with my Black Mystery. Now I'm just going to do little tiny bits of the white ink. Let's see here. I'm looking for the right size for what I want to use. And I'm using a smaller brush now. Back to my bigger brush now. And more water. Maggie, shush. All right, I'm gonna just let this, of course I'm not. I was going to, but then I had a thought And whenever I have a thought, it gets a little dangerous. So I'm going to use just a little bit more of the lunar black here. That's my dog on Prozac. Imagine what it was like before Prozac. And this is all because somebody is like outside their own trailer or something. So yeah, we can't deal with that. Maggie, go on. I know you're upset. I know. She's part husky, can you tell? And finally, a little bit more liquid. Unless you like drama, I can't recommend a husky. But if you're into drama, oh, it's the right breed for you. I'll go to my appointment and let that dry. Hopefully cats don't step all over it. And we'll see what we have when I return. So this is dry now. And I am going to come back in here with some of my mica paint and just add some shiny stuff in here. I think I'm going to use this purple. It's a little bit warmer. This one is a little bluer, this one is a little redder. Now I just need to figure out what I want to do with it. And I'm going to use this kind of this kind of bronzish color right here. Kind of a golden bronze. I'm trying to choose colors that are within the palette of the image, because I don't really want to bring any new colors into this. And now this is just water. I think I finally have made this level. Not sure, but it's not running that much, so doing that is a good thing. I'm going to go ahead and just spritz. We'll see if it does the cool texture thing. Okay, and finally, I'm going to use the hairdryer one last time. Okay. I want a little bit more texture over there. Just using my silicone shaper here to kind of carve a little bit of a lighter spot right there. All right, and I'm going to use a gold pen. This is just a gel pen. And I'm just going to put in some gold wherever it feels right. And I am in love with how this looks, or reminds me of like mineral specimens, because I do love me some good rocks. And I'm intentionally making this a rough line. Wind is very strong today, and that's why I'm in so much pain, because I won the lottery, and when it gets windy, my joints hurt a lot. So when I'm done with this, I'm gonna have to go to bed. But I need to go get my new medication. I saw my psych nurse practitioner, the new one. I really, really like her. And I'm gonna try Vyvanse for my ADHD. Because she agrees that my ADHD is a little out of control. And get that regulated, and maybe the depression will sort itself out. So, don't know, but I'm willing to try. Okay, I think I'm gonna call this finished. So, this has been Stroke by Stroke. I hope you enjoyed this image, and as always, do what makes you happy, and I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day.